Yo guys, welcome. So in this tutorial, we are going to learn how to code the bubble sort algorithm. I did a tutorial on bubble sort algorithm before, and it might be linked in the top right corner, so you can go ahead and watch it before you see this. If you already know the bubble sort algorithm, that's cool. You can learn to code in Python. So guys, I have already created a list called list1 and then assigned the values to that in the element 6, 4, 5, 2, 3, 1. And now we have to build the bubble sort algorithm. So as you remember, I told you that there are 5 checks if there are 6 elements. 5 checks in the first iteration and 4 checks in the second, and so forth and so on. So what we have to do is we have to build a for loop first for I in range, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this with 5. I'm going to make it start with this 5, okay, and then end it with 0 and then give a step of -1. So that means it goes 5 4 3 2 1 5 times. Remember that, 5 times. 5 4 3 2 1. Count with your fingers. And now what I'm going to do is that within that I'm going to create another inner loop for j in range. I chose the letter j because after I you have the letter j in the alphabet, so it's kind of easy. So and then what we're going to do is we have to give this a range of I. Why do we give a range of I? So in the first iteration, okay, now 5, it gets I gets 5 now. For j in range 0, I actually you don't need this 0 because in the start parameter it's defaulted to 0, so there's nothing to worry. So if you just say I, then it would go for 0 to 4. That is 5 times 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, so now for I in range 5 0 minus 1, so it gets 5 first place, and now this j, it gets 0. So 0th index, that means j equals 0 in this phase, and in the next phase j equals 1, and then in the next one j equals 2. And let's actually print this and see what will happen. Print j, and then I'm going to put some blank space because otherwise I don't want this in many lines. So and then print single line. So let's try to run this one. Yeah, now you can see that it has 0 1 2 3 4, and then 0 1 2 3, 0 1 2, and then 0 1, and then 0. So what this is doing is this is actually I'm going to take these two first and then compare. These are the actually we can use these as indexes, as you remember. So let's try now. Actually this is exactly what we want according to our loop. So this is the first iteration of the outer loop, and this is the second iteration of the outer loop, and these are just inner loops, as you can understand. So now we know that how this structure works of nested for loops. We can proceed. So let's take list 1 and jth element. We are going to compare this. If list 1's jth element is greater than list 1's j plus 1th element, sorry about that. Okay, now this is our condition. Is the first value of the pair we took greater than the next value? If so, we can swap this. The easiest way to do so is we have a temporary variable, and then list 1 equals j plus 1, and then we can say again list j plus 1 equals list j, and then we can say list j equals 10. So what we did is we swapped these two. This is because if you assign list j to list j plus 1, we can't assign list j plus 1 list j. Sorry, I messed it up. So what I'm saying is, if I just, without storing this value first, if I give this j plus 1 the list j value, then I can't assign the j plus 1 value to j value because it's already lost. So what I did is I stored it in a temporary variable, just temp variable. But I have a solution better than this. Without using temp, there is a amazing assignment operator in Python. The Python operators are really intelligent. You can just say list 1 j and then put a comma, then list 1 j plus 1, and you can make it equal and say list j plus 1 equals, sorry, plus, not plus, comma, list j. So list j plus 1 assigned to list j, list 1j, and list 1j plus 1 is assigned list j. So actually I had to put 1 here, I really forgot, sorry about that. So this is a little bit better than the using the temp variable, but this can be a little bit confusing. So use whatever method you like. So actually after doing these things, we have the bubble sort thing sorted out. So this is the bubble sort algorithm. If you don't trust me, just let's try to print this list 1 again. Okay, run it. See, you have the list sorted. And now what did now actually let me walk you through how I did this. So in the first one, 5, I gets 5, and now j is running to 0 to 5. So j gets 0 here and j gets 1 here, sorry, and this is 1 here, j plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 1 is 1. So is list 1's 0th index is greater than first index? If that is so, swap. And then again j gets 1 now. Now it's asking, is list 1's first index, first element, greater than the second element? So it goes on again. And now after completing one swapping session, I gets 4. So it runs to 4. So it doesn't change anything to this one. So this is how it works. Simply said, this is the simplest possible bubble sort algorithm. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something, and in the next one I'm gonna go a little bit advanced version of the bubble sort algorithm. This is kind of a little bit more efficient than the one I already taught you in this tutorial. So stay tuned, feel free to like, and feel free to subscribe. Cheers.